دکتر ماریا رایان. اشرف سه نمادی از آزادی و امید است. من تحت تأثیر این هستم که توسط زنان رهبری می شود. مردم ایران خواهان آزادی هستند و شما به آنها قدرت می دهید.
Well, I thank you for having me here today. Since I learned about the MEK, I've become so impressed with the movement. That's what I call it, because it's from the heart. It's filled with passion. And when I first met Madame Rajavi and I learned about the 10-point plan, I thought, heck, this is what we want in America. This is what we want really for all people. And what you have been through is so terrifying. I hope that never, ever happens again. The torture at Liberty, what happened in Iraq being sold out. The Iranian government became like this with the Iraqi government, and you were slaughtered. Many of you were slaughtered. اشرف 3 is a symbol of freedom. It's a symbol of hope. And I love how it's led by women. I can't help but say that because it's the Middle East, right? We all learned how oppressive it is for women. And the fact that you're so strong together, and the whole thing with this government that you already have planned out. One of the things I'm attracted to is if there is a regime change, which I hope there is, that you can go in there and you can settle everything, and when everything's stabilized, you give it back to the people. And you say, vote. If you want to keep us in leadership, fine. If you don't, vote us out. That is truly a democrat republic. And we absolutely know Iran is the #1 sponsor of terrorism. The Iranian people want freedom. And you give them strength. You showing them that there's a brotherhood, a sisterhood that want freedom. Every day you give them hope. And I hope that continues. I know it will. I love you all. I can't wait to get to اشرف 3 again, and then I'll join you in Tehran. But thank you.
لارش ریسه، رئیس کمیته دوستان ایران آزاد در نروژ. شما نشان داده اید که می توانید در هر طوفانی استوار بایستید. علاوه بر تمام عشق و تعهد خلل ناپذیر، آنچه در طول این 25 سال شاهد بودم، اعتقاد و پایبندی دائم به حقیقت است. وقتی چنین هدف قوی و تعهد و عشقی قوی دارید، پیروزی اجتناب ناپذیر است.
Thank you so much. Mrs. Mariam Rajavi, Mayor Rudy Giuliani, and Dr. Maria Ryan, ladies and gentlemen, and all my friends here in Paris, as well as all the friends in Ashraf. It's amazing to see all of you. We can learn from history that when a few friends who are committed about a purpose get together and they have perseverance, they will, in the end, achieve the purpose. And I think that is what we see here. The British Member of Parliament, William Wilberforce, he gathered a few friends and had a very specific purpose, and that was to abolish slavery in the British Empire. And after 20 years of work and harassment and being portrayed in commedia theaters, cartoons, they achieved to get a majority to vote for the Slave Trade Act. And after 37 years, they managed to have another vote to free all slaves. And then we come to the core of this movement, because what we see here is an enormous respect for every human being. The dignity of every human being is the core of this group. And this is so impressive, and which is the huge difference from this movement and to the regime in Iran. So we can see now what has happened over these 40, 50 years. It's a building of a new Iran, step by step, brick by brick, with democracy, freedom, and compassion and care for every human being, which is very impressive. And it reminds me about my first encounter with this movement was a very nice man who would come frequently to the parliament in Oslo. Masoud, he had so much love for everybody, and then he got sick and he got a tumor on his brain, and it spoke massively to me how he was treated, how he was taken care of, how every resource available was used to see how can we get him healed. And that impressed me a lot, and it tells me everything about this movement, how much you care for each person and the value of each human being. So that has really impressed me. And also in comparison with William Wilberforce, who took all this harassment over the years, all the false allegations against him, all the portraying of him in comedy theaters in London and the cartoons, he was standing upright till the end. And you have shown that you can stand upright in any storm. I experienced myself that I had a full-page article in the biggest newspaper in Norway that I was working with terrorists, with a nice photo of myself. So now I was labeled too, but it has been my great honor, and it has been a great joy for me. They don't have the capability of coming up with anything new, so they are just redistributing all these old allegations that we have seen for years. And it's very strange when they say that this movement has microscopic influence in Iran. Nobody likes them. Everybody are against them. But why are they spending millions to fight? And why are they using thousands of people to work against a movement who has no influence? And one other thing that they wrote in this article was that it's an extremely wealthy organization. How is it possible? It's probably to encourage people not to give money. But it's a chaotic range of allegations. It's no logic in what they are coming up with. And the interesting thing for me through these 25 years where I have been engaged is that the truth has always been in the center. Even if the truth is not so favorable always, I have never found one occasion where I didn't get the truth from this movement. My experience is that our fellowship of friends is very sustainable because it's always based on the truth. And I think friendship, it will last forever, and we can stand upright in the midst of any storm. And we know that the friendship that we will have forever it will, in the end, result in a great victory. It's inevitable to have victory when you have such a strong cause and such a strong commitment and love. I have told several times that my wife, when she visited اشرف, she was so moved. I have never seen her like that. She said, I have never experienced such love. My wife, the last day we were in اشرف, my wife said to me in the evening, I'm not going to leave tomorrow. I want to stay here. And I couldn't believe she was actually serious. So I had to talk very serious to her. Please, we have the airline tickets. We have to go home. No, she was crying. I want to stay here because it had impacted her so much, what she experienced. But in addition to all the love and the strong commitment, what has really impressed me is the conviction to always stick to the truth. And that has been the banner on the victory from courthouse to courthouse for this movement. And I'm reminded about a word from Jesus in John 8:32. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Congratulations with this movement and with this event, and thank you to Mr. Giuliani for showing the way on how to be perseverant in our support for this movement. Thank you very much.
A few words in particular to the people that I now see in اشرف. I do remember you. Dr. Maria remembers you. It was one of the most remarkable trips we've ever made. It would be hard to forget. And of course, Dr. Maria was enormously impressed with the strength of the women, because we in the West hear so much about how women are oppressed in the Middle East and other parts of the world. To see that with all of that oppression, this kind of strength emerged is so heartening. I love you very, very much. You're very much a part of my life. I think about you all the time. My goal is to make sure that you're free and that your country is free, because I think it will lead to a much greater world. And I wish you would join me in doing it. Fight! 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 And we will bring freedom to the world! God bless you!